Hey everybody, it's Judy Klock here at Stampin' Up in Virginia. Rewind. It's Judy Klock here, your independent Stampin' Up demonstrator coming to you from Middletown, Virginia. Can I just say, it's been a week. It's been a week. Very glad tomorrow is Friday. It's been a week. So I am coming to you tonight with a sneak peek of a new stamp set, a new bundle. It's stamp set and dies that will be available next week. This is part of the online exclusive release that will happen on, I believe, November 11th. I'll have to double check that date, but I'm pretty sure it's November 11th. Back that up, November 7th. Okay, I am very tired. I don't even know what I'm saying. That's why I did easy cards tonight, because I'm just a hot mess. Okay, so let me move my camera so you can see what we'll be working with tonight. All right, and if you're here, go ahead and let me know where you're watching from. If you are catching the replay, please go ahead and put hashtag replay and let me know where you are tuning in from. I'd love to know where everybody is coming from. So this is, I think, one of the cutest sets we've had in a long time. I'm trying to do it so you can see it without the glare from the light. This is called Fluffiest Friends, and it's got a little bunny, a bird, a beaver. I'm not really sure what that is, honestly. A cat and a bear. I don't know what that is. A possum? I don't know. I haven't decided. And some bees, some flowers, like the beaver's nest. So there's 9 stamps, and then there are matching dies. So there are dies to cut out all of these items, including the flowers and the bees. And then there are some extra ones. There's kind of like this, I think, is kind of like the bear's den. I can't even pick it up. You'll show it. You'll see it. But some grass, some leaves, a couple of extra balloons, the beehive, the tree limb. So we're going to use a lot of these different dies tonight. And I guess there is no die. There is no die for the flower and the bees. I thought there was. My mistake. No, just for the main animals. So, and all the extras. So all of the large animals. So 6 of the animal dies, plus all of those extra pieces, and the beaver's nest, and then all of the extra pieces, the limb, the tree limb, the beehive, the bear's cave, the leaves, the balloons. So there's a lot. Okay, so let's take a look. Our first card is a simple stamping card, and we're going to use our watercolor pencils to add just a pop of color. So if you're a beginner and you don't have a lot of supplies, don't worry, you can just stamp these all in black. It'll be fine. And because the Fluffiest Friends does not have any sentiments, I have paired it with my favorite go-to greetings. This is just a great stamp set. It's just what it says. It's nothing but greetings. Happy birthday in like 4 different fonts. Thinking of you in different fonts. Just a note. Thank you. So there's a whole bunch of different fonts in here with just basic sayings. So this is just a great set to have in your stash. If you don't have this set, you definitely need to get it. All right, and then we're going to, for our second card, which is where we're going to really step it up and do all of those wonderful die cuttings. We're going to do some coloring with our blends. And then we're going to use a sentiment from a new set. This is an early release from the January to June mini catalog called Be My Valentine. The only way I got this early, I registered for Onstage, which is Stampin' Up's annual convention. So if you registered for Onstage, you were able to buy this product suite early. And I knew I had to have it because it has this stinking cute bee and the bee punch, adorable. So I had to get that. So I paired the sentiment, you're as sweet as honey, with my little bear with the honey pot, because I thought those two were just made for each other. Hey Deb, how you doing? They were just made for each other. So let's go ahead and get started. And I have such terrible echo back in my ears from these things, and I can't get it down lower. Let me see if I can, I don't know. It's kind of driving me crazy today. All right. So for our first card, our simple stamping card, we're going to have a piece of our thick basic white. It's our standard 8.5 by 5.5, scored it at 4 1/4. We're going to use this in landscape mode. So we're going to go this way, and I'm just going to, I want to burnish this fold. Okay, so bear with me for a minute. Should have done this already, but you know, sometimes you don't even think. Then I've got a piece of our in color DSP 22 to 24 in color. This is Sweet Sorbet. This will be going away in April. And that is 2.5 by 5.5. So it's going to go the full width of our card. And then I've just got a piece of our regular basic white that is 2 by 5.5. So just a little bit of that red is going to peek out just to give it that little pop of color. And we're going to color that balloon in with that red. Okay, so I'm going to stamp in our Memento Tuxedo Black. So this is kind of, these cards are simple today. We're going to do some coloring. I like to color. All right, so it doesn't really matter the order in which you stamp it. On my sample card, I stamped the cat all the way on the right, but he was kind of the largest figure. So I think I might stamp him in the middle here to hopefully balance out our other two images. So then we've got here the little, I don't even know what this is. I mean, I'm usually pretty good with animals. It could be another cat. It could be a mouse. I don't really know. We're going to put him here, and then we're going to put our bunny on the other side of our cat. Okay, I mean, most of them are pretty easy to identify. This guy, I guess he's a mouse. I'm going to say he's a mouse. I'm going to say he's a mouse. All right, and we're going to put our bunny right here. Okay. All right, so that is it for our, well, we have to stamp one more thing. So I want to stamp that happy birthday, and I'm going to place it kind of above my designer series paper. And I want the designer series paper to be even with the edge of the bottom and side edges of the card. So I'm just going to go ahead and stamp the happy birthday. And I am using the largest font from that Go-To Greetings, the largest happy birthday. And I'm just kind of tapping. I'm just tapping. I'm not really pressing hard. I'm just kind of tapping. You don't need to press hard really on these. You just got to tap. All right. And we're going to go straight down and straight up. Looks like a pretty clean stamp. All right, let's close this up for now. All right. So now I have our watercolor pencils, and this is not going to be a lot. Okay, so I'm going to color the icing with our pink, and they have a little tiny nose on some of them, and we're just going to put in a little bit of pink in that nose. Again, just a little pop of color. All right. Then we're going to come over here. This is our cherry cobbler, and we're going to color in our balloon. I think I said it was Sweet Sorbet. I apologize. It is cherry cobbler. And you'll notice I'm scribbling it in there. I'm not worried about that because I'm going to fix that, and I'll show you after how we're going to fix that. I'm going to color the center of our flower. That was crushed curry. I'm going to come in here with some gorgeous grape and color our flower petals. Okay. All right. And I'm using almost every pencil in here, I think. And I'm going to use the garden green to color that little single leaf. We've got our Night of Navy. We're going to color that cupcake wrapper with Night of Navy. Okay, you could have done it in reverse. You could have done the icing in blue and the cupcake wrapper in pink. And then we've got our Cajun craze here, which I think is perfect for the flower pot to kind of make it look like terracotta, a little terracotta-y. Okay, so since we don't have the terracotta tile anymore, we're going to have to use this. All right. Now, remember I said I was going to take care of all those lines? Here's a blender pen, right? I'm just brushing it on my paper to make sure there's no color on it. And I'm just going to kind of go over those pencil lines. And see how it smooths out the color? Now I'm just going to, again, rub it on my paper. Okay, I'm going to color the next one, the terracotta. Okay, just kind of smooth out those lines. Again, the green. And each time you do a different color, you just kind of wipe it on your paper, and that will get whatever residual color is there off, and you're ready to go color the next color. Here we go. Let's do the blue. Then we'll finish up with our pink, and we'll get all those little noses. Okay, go there, a little bit there, and a little bit there. Okay, that, clean off my pencil. That's it. Let's go ahead and finish up our card. Let's add this on. But see, sometimes you don't have to go over the top with your cards. You know, this is just fine. If you're just starting out and you don't have a lot of supplies and you don't have a Stampin' cut and emboss machine, just buy the stamp set and use the stamp set. Look at, I mean, these are so cute. Look at how cute they are. Just our little black animals, black and white, and we just kind of added that little pop of color. I'm going to put these on with some dimensionals. It's kind of a big piece, so I think I might put like 8, 4 on the bottom and 4 on the top, because it is kind of a long strip of paper. So I want to make sure that it stays on. And so not only are the AirPods really loud in my ear, but they have like a delay. So whatever I say, I'm hearing it in my ears like 2 seconds after I say it. So very distracting. All right, let's finish this up. Add that there. And there is our first card with Fluffiest Friends. Just a very simple stamping card, not a lot. Okay, so now let's go on to our second card. So this one is going to be a lot of fun, right? We got all these die cuts. I have done the die cuts ahead of time because I didn't want to waste a lot of time. But let's go ahead and let me just gotta take out the pieces. Okay, right now, let's get our stamping done. I've got our bear. I have to think for a minute where I put my memento black ink. I'm telling you, it's just been a week. The only saving grace is that next week is a short week because we have a holiday on Friday. So that's what's getting me through. Okay, so that's our bear. So then I'm going to take the dies, the matching die, and I'm going to die cut him, which I cheated and I've already done. And there he is. Okay, now let's get our inside done and then we'll work on our outside. So remember I said this one, I'm going to use that really cute sentiment from Be My Valentine. We're going to use You're as Sweet as Honey. And I'm keeping everything with the Memento Tuxedo Black, just for the ease of keeping everything simple and clean. We're just going to go with this. So again, if you are a beginner stamper, you don't need a lot of supplies to get started. Okay. There you go. All right, that's it. We're going to go ahead. Oh, you know what I wanted to do? I did want to stamp some bees. kind of around the word honey. So let's go here. Let's ink that up and let's stamp our bees kind of around the word honey. Okay, and see, I got a little bobble on there. Oh well. I'm trying to check my fingers. I think they're all right. All right, so this was just a piece of the Designer Series paper that I had left over when I trimmed down the piece we're going to use on the front of the card. So rather than just toss that out, I am just going to go add this to the bottom here. Okay. All right. Now we're ready to go ahead and put this in our card. Okay. I noticed that when it gets down to the end, it starts ripping my cardstock. I don't know why it does that. All right. Okay. All right. So now we've got our piece. This is a piece of Balmy Blue, and it is 3 3/4 by 4, because I want to mount that behind that opening. And this is that kind of like that cave opening, that die I showed you at the beginning. And actually I want that to be in the front of my paper. So I'm just going to go ahead and kind of put some adhesive here. I do have a replacement one out just in case I need it. Okay. All right, so we're just going to go ahead and put that on here, making sure that we're covering that whole thing. Okay, with adhesive. Now, again, I wanted to add some bees. So let me place my bear. So he's going to go kind of right there. So I wanted to add some bees to the front of this. Keep losing my ink pad. All right. We're just going to kind of put some there and put some there. Okay, perfect. All right, that's it, because we're going to have that hive hanging down. All right, let's put this on our card front. All right, we got this. I don't know what's going on with this. It's ripping everything. Okay. This is just not wanting to work today. All right. All right, there we go. Now, let's stick this here. All right. Now, I already added adhesive sheets to the back of these small die cuts. If you have not used adhesive sheets, they look like this. They come in 12 by 6-inch sheets. You get 12 sheets in here. Okay, and they're double-sided, and they're great for when you're using small die cuts. So now I wanted to take, I don't know if you can see, but there's like a little indent for like the hole into the hive. So I wanted to color that, and I'm going to use the Early Espresso Stampin' Right marker, because I don't think they make the blends in these, but if they do make these in blends, I don't have them. So we're just going to go with the Stampin' Right marker. Okay, perfect. So that just kind of accentuates that hole just a little bit and makes it a little bit easier to see. All right, so now I'm going to take my pick tool. I'm going to take the paper piercing end and just kind of lift up my cover. Okay, and then I know I want to post my little hive kind of right there. All right. Now I'm going to take my tree branch, and again, I have already put my adhesive on the back of here. These adhesive sheets are just so much easier to work with on these like thin pieces. It just, it's so much easier than just trying to put the liquid glue and all that good stuff. All right, so let's go. I'm going to hang that down off one end. Okay. Okay. It's a little bit higher than I wanted, but that's okay. All right, so then I've got some leaves here. Again, already with the adhesive backing on it. Okay, and we're just going to kind of stick these. Let's stick this one here. Okay, and then we'll stick this one. I can't even pick them up. Okay. We'll stick this one maybe over here. Okay, maybe, I don't know, kind of more like that. Okay. We'll take one of these small ones. This is like a 2-leaf one as opposed to the 3-leaf. And we'll stick that, stick one right there. And then we've got another one. And we will stick that right up there. Excuse me. All right, so let's, if I can get that paper off. And we'll put this one right up here. Okay, and I want to make sure it's on my card front. So we'll go like that. So there's our front almost, but now let's color our bear. So for the honey, I've picked out our wild wheat. Okay, and I'm just going to color this little honey drip in wild wheat. Okay, and then I've got our sweet sorbet. I'm going to start with the light sweet sorbet, right? And I'm just going to kind of color my honey pot. With the sweet sorbet. Now this is just a really light touch. These Stampin' blends, they're alcohol based, so the color comes out really easily. So you don't need to press very hard, just because the ink will spread because it's like alcohol based. So it does spread a little bit. So just, you know, a little light touch. My friend laughed, Patty laughed, because I said, oh, just kiss the paper with it. Just a little gentle touch. Now, if you want to add some shading, let's take our dark, and I'm going to use like the pen tip, and I'm just kind of go over some of these darker lines here, like these. Okay, so we'll just add some shading doing that. Okay, and I kind of went outside the line there. All right, so that's all we're going to do there. Now, I got my light crumb cake, and we're going to do his little snout here. Okay, we're going to do that in crumb cake because we're going to do the rest of him in pecan pie. Okay, so we're going to do him that, and we're going to do the bottom, like his little soles of his feet here with our crumb cake. Okay, got that in there? Okay, there we go. Just okay, color him there. All right, now I'm going to start it with my light pecan pie. Maybe that's all I have over here. Dark. I thought I had light. Oh, there it is. It was hiding. All right, and I'm just going to kind of color him, and I'm not being very careful because, I mean, I'll be careful around the other edges, but like where there's a lot of white space, I'm just going to go ahead and color him. I'm not going to be really too meticulous because it's fur, and it can have shadings and variations, and that's kind of what we're going for, right? You want to have those shadings and variations. And okay, I'm going to be careful near the edge because I don't really want to color outside the lines. Okay, just going to keep everything in the lines. Okay, and again, just once you kind of get away from the edge, you can just kind of go real quick. So can everybody believe that it's already November? I am still in denial because really from now on in the year is just going to it's basically over. I mean, you know it. It's going to go by in a flash. That's why I said once Labor Day hits, the rest of the year just kind of goes whoop. It just flies right by. Okay. That little hand there. Now I'm going to be a little bit careful around the foot because we got those little pads that we want to keep. We want to keep those differentiated. Can't even speak today. All right, here we go. Almost done. Again, I'm going to come around the honey pot. Going to go a little bit careful around the honey pot. Okay, around the edge. Okay. All right. All right, there we go. Ah, okay. Now I'm going to come back in with my dark pecan pie. And I'm going to do the same thing. I'm just going to kind of follow where the dark lines are on the stamping. And that's where I'm going to add kind of the shading. So that kind of gives you a clue as to maybe where you want to go. You know, if you're not sure, just kind of look where the darker parts of the stamped image are. And we're just going to go there and kind of add that little bit of extra color kind of right there. I don't know if that's right, wrong, but that's how I do it. So nobody has told me that it looks terrible. Well, at least if I would hope that they would be honest if it looks terrible. But I figure that's kind of where you want to add your shading. Okay. Again, just my thoughts. You do it how you want to do it. That's how I'm doing it. Okay. And maybe a little bit there, and I could feel one of my AirPods popping out of my ear. All right, so I can stick that back in. All right, so now we're going to add him on here with Stampin' Dimensionals. Again, this is so easy to color, so much fun. And I figured since we didn't waste a lot of time doing the die cuts, we could spend our time coloring today. Because sometimes I think people are afraid to color because, you know, they think, oh, it's not going to be perfect. Yeah, it's not going to be perfect, but, you know, it's a bear. He's not perfect. Okay. Now, one more little thing you could do if you want to add just a little bit of pizzazz, kind of zhuzh it up, is we're going to add some Wink of Stella to the honey, right? Kind of make that little bit of honey glisten and glow look sticky. And then we're going to add some to our bee's wings. Just to the wings, not to the whole body, but just to the wings. Just add that little bit of Wink of Stella. It's going to be just enough of a little bit of a sparkle. If you want to really jazz it up, go to the inside and do it to the wings on the inside. People won't expect that. So let's give them the unexpected. There we go. All right. So what do you think of this little sneak peek of Fluffiest Friends? Aren't they absolutely adorable? I love them. I think they are so cute. I can't wait to continue playing with them. But I did just kind of want to give you a little bit of a preview tonight because like I said, I'm pretty sure that November 7th is when they're going to be available. But I'll make sure I put a comment down below to tell you when they're going to be on sale. The measurements for all of the supplies I used today will be in the blog post. Probably the way my week has been going, it'll probably be up this weekend. But I'll put a link down below in the description so that you can go back to the blog post and get the measurements if you want them. And also be sure that you are on my mailing list because I give out free tutorials every week in my email, and I tell you about upcoming sales and when clearance rack is being refreshed. So you want to be on my email list so you don't miss any news. And I am only 148 subscribers away from 1,000. I would love to hit 1,000 YouTube subscribers by the end of the year. So if you have not yet subscribed to my channel, I would be so grateful if you would hit that subscribe button and click on that bell icon so you're notified when I upload new content. That's it for me. You all have a great weekend. The week can only get better, right, folks? It's Friday. My week can only get better from here. That's it. I will see you all next week, 7:30 Eastern, for my next live demo. Bye.